Mindrash Productions. This is Football Thoughts. Newcastle United 1, Arsenal 2 full-time score. And yeah, the set piece FC do it again with their 2 corner goals. One in the last minute by Gabriel. Arsenal on the back foot, the first half. Newcastle were pressurizing them the first few minutes. Ended up getting their goal with Voldemort, or Voldemort, as they would say it. This guy's a very good striker, man. Traditional target number 9 striker. You know what you're getting. Give him long balls, use his Fellaini muscles to muscle himself through the defense. He gave Gabriel a hard time, man. In that corner, Gabriel was completing for a push. There was no push, bro. You just dived, man. The man just out muscled you, and then you started beef with him, the whole entire game. Man didn't want to shake your hand because you elbowed him. You think this is MMA here, bro? This is football. You can't be elbowing guys, bro. Trying to get to Voldemort's head. This is Voldemort, man. This is Harry Potter's greatest villain, bro. You can't get to his head, bro. But the man got his goal, and Newcastle, they play like a traditional British side, like very hardcore in the press, and they're very physical. They play a very not necessarily counter-attacking football, but they're very direct with their football. Classical Eddie Howe. But I like how he sets up the team to be very combat when they're defending. I like how he sets up the midfield, especially with Tonali, Bruno, and Julington. I love it. I love and Eddie. I've been a fan of Eddie for a very long time, and he set up and the way he pivots with the team, sets them up in a low block, especially when they're losing. He's a very smart manager, man. Gave Arteta a run for his money, bro. Zubamendi was having an off game, so did Saka, man. But Bukayo Saka is not world class, you Arsenal fans. Stop saying it. Mikel Moreno came on, got the goal, man. I believe when he came on, he kind of changed the game a lot better for the Arsenal. But Newcastle kind of in that second half dropped their momentum from the first half and kind of gave Arsenal time to come back into the game, and they got it with the set piece. Of course, they're gonna get it from a set piece because this is set piece FC, man. And then Saliba came back on, and he came off for this guy Christian Masakuro, who made a mistake in that first half. Trash ass defender, but we know that Arsenal be getting trash ass defenders. William Saliba had to sort out that missing counter, and he held up his end in defense. Gabriel Jesus, not Gabriel Jesus, but Gabriel got the winning goal. And overall, man, Arsenal relied too much on their set pieces. And if Newcastle had scored the second goal, it would have been a very clean win for them. Very dead game in terms of that second half. Lost its momentum from the first half, but that's how you beat Arsenal. You score the first 2 goals, and because they don't know how to attack and rely on set pieces, all you got to do is defend your set pieces. But the way they, score set pieces is that they have one player on the keeper, bothering the keeper, making the keeper uncomfortable. And then, they catch them on the set pieces because they got like 5 players in the box, man. You can blame the set piece manager for Arsenal. But yeah, man, these reviews for these Arsenal games will always be short because there's not much you can talk about. Gyökeres is still off for, not very good in a directive attacking outlet for Arsenal because he's just not that sort of player that can hold that play and play false 9. You're much better playing a Kai Havertz up there, to be honest with you. Eze had another mediocre game, could have scored a goal. But ultimately, playing as a 10, he's much more better, and he's much, more dangerous in that 10 than as a right winger. But hey, as soon as Martin Odegaard comes back on and he's favored and he's fit again, he might just take that position again. But I know Arteta has high hopes for Eze and he really wants to utilize him in their campaign to get the league, which will they won't win. They won't win the league because they're not very good enough to win the league. They don't have the defense. They have the attack to be tenacious and dangerous enough to take games like this and win by a comfortable margin. But ultimately, Arsenal are not competitors. Even though they have won this game, their fans need to be honest with themselves to see that they're clearly not good enough. Coming from a back foot, coming from behind, yeah, they got the comeback win, but it's from 2 set-piece plays. What happens if you come against a team that knows how to neutralize your set-piece plays, like how City did last weekend? What happens if you come against a team that just parks the bus against Arsenal when they go up against a lead against Arsenal? What happens, guys? These are questions you got to ask yourself as Arsenal supporters. But this is the channel where we expose and we talk about football because this is a football, sports channel. But until next time, guys, like and subscribe. This is Good Karma. This is Record TV.